So let's keep it going now. Our next speaker, I mean, without a doubt, I have to urge each and every one of you at some time, the remainder of today or tomorrow, to go up to this gentleman and introduce yourself, because this is someone that you absolutely 100% want to have as your friend, and you want to have him in your phone so that for some reason in the future, you are going to need something that only this gentleman is going to be able to answer for you. It's true. It's 100% true. So without further ado, that's how they say it, right? Without further ado, Sean Welsh.
Thank you, Frank, for the kind words. I don't know if I can deliver on those, so if you come up to me and I stare at you blindly, I'm sorry. So here's the deal. I'm going to use the mic, but I already yell as a human being, so if it becomes too much, I'll try and lower it away, okay? So you guys have heard a lot today about salespeople. And I think salespeople are the most important part of dealerships today, period. Period, right? You guys have never, ever in your lives as salespeople had the kind of leverage you have today. Salesmen used to be a dime a dozen when I started in the late 90s. You could find them everywhere. Everybody did it. Now, great salespeople? Nah, it's not what you find. And if you're great, and I mean great, set your schedule, quality of life, all that stuff comes together. I promise you. I do, all right? So what I want to talk to you about is redefining the sales mentality to take back your dealership. It has a lot to do with what my boy Sean Kelly was talking about. Has to do with robots trying to take over our industry. No, no, no. Not having that here. We're not going to stand for it. I've been in this business since 1998. I've owned dealerships. I've sold dealerships. I've been a part of every part you guys have been a part of, and I love it every single day. So let's do this. Owning a business and the realities that come with it. I hear all the time people say, Sean, I want to own my own business. And I'll get a backhanded compliment like this. You do it. The fuck does that mean? Of course I do it, man. I'm badass. I work my ass off every day. I don't sleep, ever. But I'm not everybody. So let's step back a second. Let's talk about what a business owner would have to do. Everybody works for someone. But Sean, you own your own business. You don't. That's hilarious. Okay? See this guy right here? Him and his wife? They're my bosses. They're one of my clients. Hello. Just because they don't tell me how to do my job does not mean I do not work for them. So get it clear. I want you to think about all the other things, utilities, rent, and employees. Now, see, I run my company differently. I actually don't have any of those because I'm cheap as... But everybody else does. All these dealerships do. And if you want to run a dealership, I need you to start thinking about expense structure. That's what I thought. Right. So next we move into the tools provided. Is everybody here on this list pretty comfortable with those words, right? You want me to go through them? I will. CRM, BDC, opportunities, branding, videos, which we've heard, testimonials, and social. I never read a slide. I'm really sorry I did that. I don't know what drove me to do that. But my point is this shit costs money. Has any of you had your dealers come to you and ask you to put it on the CRM this month? Nope. Anybody come to you and say, ooh, man, did you bring in your own leads? Nope. Okay. So someone's doing this shit for you. So here's what I want you to think about. Where else in the world? Matt said it earlier. He kind of stole my thunder. I didn't want to say nothing to him, but he kind of did because he's like, yeah, come to the dealership. We're going to give you leads. We're going to give you phones. We're going to do all this shit. And then he ruined it with what really happens. When people go to work and they get yelled at, screamed at, start their Fridays and Saturdays that way, some bullshit. I agree. But the real part of it is that dealerships today have to change that mentality. But I can't change that. I leave that shit to Sean Kelly. Did you hear what that guy said? He's going to change the whole business. I love him like a brother. I don't bother taking that stuff on. I couldn't sleep at night. But he's going to, I believe him. And if he does, we're going to hopefully avoid moving into robots. That's my biggest thing. I think it's important that you as salespeople understand your metrics. My company deals with data and analytics. Super boring shit. But I love what I do. I don't have to, I deal with so many numbers, it's ridiculous. But when I ask the average salesperson, hold on a second, how many ups did you have this month? I sold 15 cars. Not the question. How many ups did you have this month? Dude, I don't know. I had 15. Oh, okay. So you were 100% closer. Is that what you mean? Well, no, I don't mean that. Just say you don't know, okay? I live in a world of honesty. I do not, Matt, I'm going to say this. I don't ever get invited back to speak somewhere twice. You guys are laughing at that shit? That's real shit. That is, it doesn't happen to me. You know why? Because honesty is the only way I can live my life. I don't have anything else for you. And so when Frank said, come up to me and ask me a question or talk to me, please keep that in mind. Because people come up and ask me some crazy shit, and I'm like, well, that's some crazy shit, you know? And they don't really like that, and they walk away with their head down, and then I feel bad. So I want you guys to know your numbers, because if you do, you have even more leverage over your stores. And I mean that in the nicest way, managers and owners. I'm not trying to like mutiny your salespeople, so please don't go that way. But here's what I want to know about tracking. Sales numbers, okay? Not just the 15 for 15 you sold, okay? I'm talking about how many cash, how many finance, how many lease, how many new. Sean, why do I care? God, it's so boring. Why do you care? Maybe you're inefficient at one of them, and I, or Sean Kelly, can make you better at it. Not me. I'm not a sales trainer. I back off that. That's not my thing. But this is what it can be. I put sourcing on there. Why is sourcing important? Because your owner's about to write a check for $30,000. $30,000 that you don't write. No one comes to you for that. Even independent used car dealerships are spending $20,000, $25,000 a month. Anyone of you want to write me a $250,000 check right now? No. But you want the ups that come from it. I want to know where they came from. And I'm not asking for exact look. I get customers are stupid, okay? All right? You do the sourcing sheet, you put all the big colors on it, right? Radio, TV. Inevitably, people circle radio. I haven't been on radio in 6 months. Why did you circle the radio? What the fuck do they know? They heard another car dealer on the radio talking about Matt's point. Sale, sale, sale. Oh, okay. Shocking. Car dealers have sales. That's, I had no idea. It was just so news to me. We get into the ups. But Sean, all I have to know is how many people came to my dealership. Okay. How many phone ups did you burn through on my end? You have any idea? Because I do. I know what you did. How about fresh and internet ups did you brew on the lot, never made it inside? And that's still a thing, right? No, brewing people, yeah, head shaking, great. That's what I'm talking about. Because when you look at the phone, which by the way is ringing at 4 and 5x what it has over the last 5 years because of all the devices you're all holding in your hands, okay? That's the thing. Last time I was in sales, and okay, I'm going to date myself here, it was like 2007 before I got into management and ownership. When you're in sales and you're selling cars every day, it's a grind. I don't care where it happens. I hear people say, oh, but I sell cars in Kansas. Or I don't care. I don't care. It's a grind. It's a hard job. It's rewarding, sure. Comes with negative connotivity. Fine. But where's he at? There he is. Jay Jensen. Jay Jensen will tell you that the average salesman makes, is it 3 to 4 times that of the average person, Jay? Exactly. So now we have to feel bad for our industry and the fact that we make money? Pass. I'm not doing that. I don't feel bad for being great at my job, and neither should any of you. Ever. We are great at what we do. It's fine. Do it as honest as possible, but as a salesman, how much do you really control the honesty? Think about that. Think about what your desk does. You just get the numbers and walk out in most cases. You know what I mean? But the desk, they can be your best friend or your worst enemy, and we're going to get into that as we move through it. Does anyone know what pacing means? I talk about a dealership, pacing numbers, shaking your heads. Yes? How come no one does the simple math equation required to do it? Okay, there are 30 days in a month. If you want to sell 30 cars and you're open all 30 days, I don't know where that is, maybe Arizona that still does that, you have to sell 1 car a day. Okay, so through 15 days, if you have 15 cars sold, you're on pace. Yet everywhere I go, every time I ask, I get the old deer in headlight. Huh? The what? It's pacing, guys. It's like Salesman 101. Know your pace, know where you're headed, and know your conversion. Because again, the more you know about your ability to close and sell cars, the more leverage you will have over whatever comes next. Period. Have a quarterly mindset. My God. And this goes for owners, salespeople, salesmen. I don't care, man. Stop with this 30-day cycle and act like none of you have ever done this before. Come to me on the 15th. God. Traffic is down. We're going to be out of business. We're about to do 70% of our business right now like we've been doing for 10 fucking years. Give it a rest. I don't want to hear about it. All the nervousness, anxiety that managers and owners put on their salespeople is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but you've got to know how to manage it. It's not their fault that this is how they were raised, okay? What can we do? We can change how we approach them. We can change when they say crazy shit to us. We can let it go in one ear and out the other. I had an owner who taught me because he's a real jackass. He taught me to have the ability to let it roll off my back like a duck. That's what his kid would come up and say to me after his dad would scream at me. Oh, don't worry. Just let it roll off your back like a duck. Okay. I'm about to put you through a plate glass window. Let's not talk about that because the important part is knowing that if we look at it through a quarter, okay, you're going to sell 30 cars a month. That's what you want to do. Over 3 months, you should sell 90 cars. It's a lot of cars. But track it. Know it. Make a goal. I hear it all the time. Got to have goals to make it in life. I agree. I'm not a big motivational speaker guy or goal guy. I get asked all the time, how do you do what you do? Where do you get your energy? A couple of disclaimers. One, I don't use caffeine. Okay? People say, well, how do you get excited? I wake up this way. As a matter of fact, if you guys knew the amount of downers I did, you'd be blown away. If you really knew how much I try to drive myself into the ground so I don't come up here screaming, looking like an addict, just yelling at you for 20 minutes, I got to use things, okay? All right? So that's what we do here. So when you have a quarterly mindset, it allows you to not get dragged down into the monthly mindset, which will inevitably bankrupt you. It just will. It's life. It's life. I want you to remove the mystery. How do I want you to do that? I want you to build a boring-ass spreadsheet. Okay, now hold on. Full disclosure, I don't build those, okay? My operations director takes care of all that shit. I am a front man, okay? That's what I am. That's it. I am told where to show up. I am told when to speak. I don't create these decks. My team helps me with that. I don't create the spreadsheets. That's what the team does. But as an individual salesperson, you are your best team, okay? Because you don't actually have to rely on anyone else to do your job. Managers, desks, okay, I'm just talking about you as a salesperson, answer to you within the deal. Build a spreadsheet. Or, does anyone know what the or is? That's all right. You guys have been active today. I'll give you a break. Don't even worry about answering. Hire a nerd. All right? Hire a nerd. No, my operations director is not a nerd, okay? I've known since I was 12 years old. My point is, there's tons of nerds out there who will build a spreadsheet for you, okay, for $50. Hands up back here. We got everyone ready to go. I got someone ready to build a spreadsheet for you. Leave, all right? And if you ask me, I'll just have my guy build it for you. I always say yes to those inquiries because I don't do that work. That's easy for me. This isn't that difficult to do because once it's built, I think, right? Jeff, when you build a spreadsheet, it's built, assumably, right? I think cells and shit can break. But again, if you see a 0 in a column, there should be a number, then something's broken. Fix it. Okay? When you remove the mystery and understand about yourselves where your inefficiencies are, you'll be the best damn salesperson you can be. No questions asked. You got to know where you're inefficient. You got to know what's wrong and broken. I need you to think about the big picture. What does the big picture mean? Well, it means, first of all, not living in a 30-day mindset. That's first. Second, it means act like your owner's money is your money. Okay? Well, why would I do that? You do that because it's not your money. Because no one's asking you to spend it. Be a good steward of the owner's money. Act like it is your money. Because if you do, you'll have more respect for what comes from it. I tried this one time at my dealership. I came into a Saturday morning meeting. I was all excited. They said, what are you excited about? I said, guys, I'm going to try this new thing. All 10 of you are going to give me $200. For what? I'm going to try some new marketing stuff. Why should I have to pay for that? Well, I've been listening to all you guys bitching for a week and a half about there's no ups in here. So what I thought was you all had great ideas. What are they? Well, this is this, and this. Okay, so it costs money. 200 from you, 200, we're good. We can fund this deal. Oh, whoa, Sean, we don't want to do that. Why don't you? Well, it's kind of your job. What? What's my job? Write checks and have no idea what the fuck happened to the money? That's my job? What kind of job is that? Back to Matt's point, who's going to sign up for that job? It's not going to be me. I'm not doing that. Paying people to walk out of my dealership, have you broom them, hang up on them, text them crazy shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. telling you right now. But when I talk about the owner mentality, I refer to all things like it is your checkbook. Do it. Think about it. Think about every customer that comes in. How would you want to treat him? How would the owner treat him? Because remember, the owner treats you and his customers very different. Huh? Yeah. Treats you like, give or take you. Your customers, he's, oh my God, you want to date my daughter? I mean, it can get insane. It really can. But if you as a salesperson think about the owner mentality, back to what I started with. Oh, but Sean, I want to run my own business. Okay, fine. You want to run your own business. What do you want to do? I'm going to be a sales trainer. Okay. Well, how do you want to do that? I sold 20 cars a month, dude. Should go and train people. Okay. Sales trainers in the room can tell you that's not how that gets done. You don't just wake up after a 20-car month and decide, today's the day we jump out. Mm-hmm. Today's the day I walk away from $80,000 to try something on my own. Remember, the average salesperson no longer makes six figures. Sorry. It's just not the way life is. That has a lot to do with gross profit on new cars and OEM money. And God, don't get me started on the manufacturer. I don't have enough time. But the way that the owner looks at things is the big picture, the entire perspective of everyone in that room looking out for their best interest outside of the yelling. I get it. But in general, that's what we're looking for. So, yeah. How many of you have heard this phrase before? Work-life balance? Yes? 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 So last night, we were on the plane down here. I said, you know what I'd like you to be able to do? I'd like you to be able to take a big red X and put it through this when I'm done. Well, I wasn't able to get that done. But my point is, this is a pipe dream. This is a joke. Sorry, I know I'm bound to offend someone. It's how I get out of bed in the morning. This is created for millennials. I love you to death. I do. You're the future of everything we do. I certainly do. But this shit was created for you. My work-life balance, when it started, it was all about how much money can I make and then how fast can I spend it. That was the goal when I started selling cars. The balance was you got to go back to work to make more money. That was the balance. Now, people say to me, well, you run your own business. It's got to be great work-life balance. Why is that? Well, because no one tells you what to do. What does that got to do with anything? Who cares? Even people who told me what to do, I didn't do it. What's the difference? I'm unclear on what the point of this is. So here's what I tell you. You want work-life balance? We were also talking about this on the flight out. We've got family who just would rather not have the pressures of their $80,000 a year gigs. Okay. Go find a $40,000 a year gig where no one gives a shit. You can show up. You can work 9 to 5. You can go home. You can be done. Well, yeah, but dude, I got this mortgage and shit. It's like, it's really expensive. And I got car payments. Okay. So you have debt, but you want me to give you work-life balance. Okay. You know how you have work-life balance? Get rid of your fucking debt. You want to be able to make your own decisions in life? Don't have any debt. It's the only reason I could start this company. My wife came to me 5 years ago. She said, hey, good news. You're out of debt. Awesome. I'm walking away from this 6-figure consulting job because it sucks. I'm so glad I did it for a year and a half to pay off debt because I hated it. God, it was miserable working with manufacturers and corporate people who've never sold a car in their life. Why do we care what they have to say? How many of you had manufacturers come in and give you training? Next time they do it, say, hey, man, real quick, how many cars do you sell on average? Is this thing on, man? How many cars? Nothing. They've never done it. Don't let your OEM tell you how to sell cars. They don't have a clue. They want to know how to wholesale cars and have them sit on your lot so they don't sit on theirs. That's the guy to ask. That's the only reason to use your OEM. Otherwise, have a nice day. Benefits of working for someone else. Insurance. Yes, shake your heads, make your jokes. Oh, the insurance of the dealership's terrible. Okay, cool. Remember I told you I run my own business? Nice. I have... I call it Obamacare for lack of a better word. I don't know. It's got some, don't get mad at me or whatever. It's just, that's what I call it. Healthcare, whatever. It's worse than when I was in a dealership. So yeah, don't worry about insurance. Don't make that a part of, well, that's, the dealerships is really expensive. Either you want it or you don't. You can pay for it or you can't. It's math. Paid vacation. It's exciting, right? You know how many paid vacations I get as a business owner? Thank you, sir. 0. As a matter of fact, I pay for vacation. This is my vacation. How jacked up is that? I'm going to be sitting in conferences for the next 6 days. What kind of vacation is that? I actually told him, this one, yeah. The next one, not so much, right? Yeah. This is the only one. And I'm being no bullshit here, guys, because I told you before, I don't have that bone in my body. Reality, this is the conference you all need to tell your friends about. Because these are real people up here telling you real shit. No one has come up here today and tried to sell you one damn thing. And if any of you are going to attend the conference on the other side of town in the next 3 days, I want you to take my cell phone, which is fucking everywhere. I want you to call me, and I want you to tell me how many times out of 5 did you get sold a product? Well, Rashawn, they're all educational. Uh-huh. Sure. Educational. I doubt it. Just please, just do it, because this conference, the single stage, you guys don't have to worry about where to go next. You have to worry about, oh, well, I want to see Sean Kelly, or I want to go see this guy. We're all right here for you. That's the most important thing. So paid vacations are a joke. And if you want a paid vacation, go get a corporate job. Okay? Because I had them, and they sucked. Because all I thought about my paid vacation was how to get another job. That's it. That's all I did. I sell, man. So here's my 2 cents of being a sales professional as someone who has been through it. I lost everything. I don't really know how else to say it to you. Grade 08, a recession, I lost everything. Every single thing that I had. Every single thing that I had. And I wish early on someone would have taken me aside and given me financial education. I know you guys are like, dude, that's what your parents do. Not mine. So that's not a bit for me. So I had to learn on my own. I learned it the hard way. We used to do real heavy cash spiffs is the word. Cash spiffs on Saturdays. And by Saturday night, gone. Doesn't matter how much it was. Could have been 3, could have been 6, could have been 9. It's gone. That's just the way life was. So my 2 cents are this. The desk is your friend and or your enemy. Well, why is that important? Because you need to learn how to manage everyone at your dealership if you want to be successful. And by manage, I mean, where are the inefficiencies of your relationship with the desk? Do you know a certain desk manager expects everything to be perfect on his write-up? Do you know, if you know these things, then you learn them and you bring them directly to them and you try to be your best to be as perfect. They're still going to be bitchy. They're still going to want things to be done differently. But if you do the best you can, that's all you can do. My dad taught me that very early on. Look in the mirror. Did you do what you could do today? Yes. Go to sleep. I always said, well, what if I say no? I said, go back to work. Okay. Not great. The desk is your friend or your enemy. Keep it in mind. They're here for you, but they can also be obstructionist as they believe you are. Let's be fair here. They believe you're as big of a hassle as they are, and the owner thinks you're all a fucking hassle. So that's the life. But that's okay, because there are now dealerships with cultures that are changing every single day. So if you like what you do, but you don't like where you work, and you're great at what you do, as I said earlier, you have the ultimate leverage you've never had. When I started selling cars in 98, if I had half, sounds like such an old person when I say that, but when you have BDCs. Josh runs a great, successful one. His salespeople probably come in, they should be buying this dude dinner every day. Why? Because they don't do shit. He'll tell you that. I've heard him say it. They do nothing. They take the lead and they go, they sell it. But up until that point, nothing is required. I cold called out of a phone book. Do any of you have any idea what happens when you call Mr. Chan? This does not go well. This is terrible. Phone book. I'm serious. Oh, you couldn't have done that. Seriously. And I had a Rolodex with all my customers. Not a CRM. Jesus. I had a Rolodex. I scrolled through a 3-day follow-up, 5-day follow-up, post-sale follow-up. Now you guys have computers to do it for you. You're not doing it. This is where we get real with the salesman part, because you guys are like, yeah, this guy's pro sales. Super. I totally am. Quit being fucking lazy. You have all the tools you need. You've got every single thing today at your dealership. Start using it. Or start paying for it. But then you'll start using it. I bet you $1,000 you'll do it. Next, because I'm running out of time. I touched on it earlier. Financial planning. I grew up in Chicago. That's not apparent. I'm sure it is by now. So financial planning was not something we discussed. But in Chicago, part of the car business is what I refer to as seasonality. So I started in March, right? Selling cars. This is fun. This is great. All this money, spending it. Woohoo, yeah, awesome. Then fucking November came. What happened to the front door? Oh, dude, this is the winter. I know what it is, dude. What happened to the... Oh, yeah, we'll pretty much close up till December, late December, sell a few cars, then we'll get into January. Be real cold, real quiet then. And February, still cold, still quiet. Maybe in March we'll thaw, you can start making money again. What? I'm out of money. I can't get to March, man. What are you talking about? Okay? 2004, really quickly. Again, I'm running out of time, but 2004. I had to basically, my wife and I had moved to Colorado. We had all of our money. We had everything we had. Oh, okay. This is awesome. I got extended here. All right, here we go. All right. I don't know why they did that. Is that a good thing? Trying to make a joke of me? It doesn't matter. Either way, I'm cool with it. So 2004, here I am. It's February in Boulder, Colorado. Colorado, as much as people think, it doesn't deal with as much seasonality, right? So here I am, February 2004, and I go through 70 ups in February. And I sold 0 cars. Right. No shit. Right? You ready for this? This is the best part. Get home February 28th, just beat down. Beat down, walk in the house, just take a beer, chug it. Wife's like, what's wrong? Now, don't talk to me. I'll get to you later. She says, no, we have to talk. I said, what do you want to talk about? She said, well, I don't know how to say this. Oh, fuck, what? Honey, I just spent the last of the proceeds from the house. We have no money. Luckily, you sold cars this month, so we'll be able to replenish on the 5th. Oh, this is about to blow your mind. We don't have any money because I didn't do shit. What do you mean you didn't sell any cars? We owe someone $2,000 for me showing up last month. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Whoa, what? What do you mean? It's called a draw, babe. How many times do I have to take you through this? Okay? They give it to us so we can eat on the 15th, and then they hope we don't make it so they can charge us later. That's what they do. Okay? So here we are, financial planning. I have no money. She has no money, and I'm excited. But in March, I sold 30 cars for 17 grand. Replenished the stock, moved on with my life, and every February told my owner, hey man, see you later. What do you mean? I'm going to the mountains to plow snow. I don't want to be bothered for February. I'll come back in March. Why? Because fucking February proved to be bullshit, okay? And I don't want to put myself through it. But because I was a top dog, guess what? I had the whole same speech. You're fired. Cool. I'll see you on the 1st of March. Come back in the 1st of March. You're hired. Cool. This was fun. Back to work. Because he knew that I was a professional. He knew I'd bring my A game. He knew I wouldn't let him down. But in February, I let everybody down. And it wouldn't, dude, I literally, by the 30th up, you just knew it. You were like, oh, God. Who talked Terry? Commission breath. How about no money breath? That shit stinks worse because you're just like, please buy the car. You have to buy. We're not buying the car today. What do you mean? And I'm jumping out of my seat. Oh, God, this is crazy. That's where I got the nickname Chicago Sean because I was just throwing people out of the dealership. Immediately. I had to get to the next up. Oh, we're not buying a car. Good. Get out. Next. Our daughter's coming to college in 2 years. Then why the fuck are you here? Get out. Next. Right? That's what this is about. This is who we're talking about. But what was I doing? I was burning through my owner's money and ups because I couldn't get out of my own head. Because I couldn't accept that this whole thing went off the rails and it was my fault. Is that easy? It happens. Admit fault, please, okay? That isn't up here. It's actually about focus. But what I want you to think about is focusing on what matters to you, right? We've heard about it today. What do you do? Why do you do it? Think about it. Because if you don't focus on customer service, Sean Kelly, this is for you, robots happen, right? No robots, no kiosks, okay? I still walk up to the girls at Panera Bread because I fucked that kiosk. I feel bad. Like, what is this thing? Are they trying to get rid of you? No, let's sit here in line. Sit here in line. We're going to deal with people. People dealing with people will always be the way the car business is. The incomers that are on here that Frank referenced earlier, the Carvanas, all these other people, fuck them, who cares? We got brick and mortar dealerships. We still stand apart. We're still better than anyone else who does this because we're the best at it. Because I love salespeople. I love sales mentality, but I need you to admit when you're wrong, and I need you to admit when you make a mistake. It's okay. Okay, I'm a big baseball fan. Any baseball fans? Yeah, a couple. Okay, great. The best hitter of all time did it one time. He hit 400, Ted Williams and DiMaggio. I think I saw you say earlier, my New York guy. Good God. You wouldn't give it to Ted Williams, but Teddy Williams hit 400 one time. That means he failed 60% of the time. The average hitter in baseball fails 70% of the time. It's okay to fail. It's okay to, I just admitted to all of you, I never get invited back to shows. Seems like a failure to me, but I'm okay admitting it because at the end of the day, I really don't give a shit. Because I do this because I love it. I don't do this to sell anything. I don't do it for any other reason, but because I love to be in front of people. I love to tell a story and educate, but I do not want us to be replaced by robots. So I have 2 minutes. I'm going to give you my takeaways. Number one, you're better off selling than owning a small business, and in some cases, being a desk manager. Okay? Think about it. If you're great at selling and someone comes to you and says, so you sold 20 cars, and I'm pretty sure if I make you a manager, you can get 3 people underneath you. They'll sell 20 cars. I'm going to get 80 out of the 4 of you. Nope. Not how it goes. The math is wrong. The best salespeople make the worst managers. I can attest to that because I am one. I was a terrible GM and owner. God, I was the worst. If I could redo it, which maybe in the future I can, I will definitely make amends. I was the worst. That's why I can joke about it now, because I'm just joking about myself. Your customers are yours once they're sold. Oh, but Sean, they're in the CRM. They're not mine. Bullshit. They're yours. They come back to you. The dealership, yeah, sure. They come back to you and your personality. You guys all, if you guys have been doing this for more than 3 years, and you're still having to get 70% of your sales or more from the lot, you've done yourself and your dealership a disservice. I have a dealer who we interviewed recently for an upcoming educational series we're doing. And he sat there and we asked the question, how much do you do in business of repeat referral? Used car store, Columbus, Ohio, looks at us and goes, 75%. Huh? What did you say? 75% of my business repeat and referral. How'd you do that? I love my customers. I let them know every time I see them. Okay. All right. 70% is not realistic, so don't go thinking that. I don't know how he does that. I still don't believe him. I have a rule. Pretty much when people tell me something, I just cut it in half. And if it's still impressive, then I'm like, fuck, dude, nice job. Awesome. Otherwise, it's like, okay, great. Great, wonderful. So the grass is not greener. So when you're at a dealership and you say to yourself, God, I can just go across the street, I can enjoy this job, and I'll be better. Better do your due diligence. Better know what's across the street. So my guy, Bill Schomburg, my turf guy, he can tell you. The grass is not always greener. It takes work to make it as green as it is. It does not wake up that way. It needs water. It needs sun. It needs life. Okay? And finally, I'll leave you with this. Make the commitment to be great. Because if you come into selling anything half-ass, you will fail. But if you come in committed, you have a career that will make you so much money, make all your friends jealous, your family will hate you. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. People always ask me when I was younger, how do you sleep at night? On a pile of money, how do you sleep? What's the difference? Why is it important how I sleep at night? Oh, well, you drive a fancy Escalade. You must be a drug dealer. No, actually, I just sell cars. It's a lot easier. A lot less legal problems. So, guys, I think I'm good on time. I think I've done it. That's it. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day.